bros. Hope you're all okay there. Oh, I've got a full screen. Got a full screen. I don't know what's happened, but I can see the whole of my screen. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Tuesdays are my request evening. Thursdays are stories I like to bring to you. I'm also over on the TikTok. Jess Rose 5472. Now that I've got all that out the way, once I start the story, I don't stop. It's not a swap and chop and change type deal. I'll just wait for a couple of people to join us, and then I'll start the story. But it does go up on my pre-recorded videos at the weekend without all the live chit-chatting. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you. And I'd love it if you could stick around. Please don't log off because I'm live. But I'm literally just going to say hi to everyone and then I'll be back and I'll start the story. Hey, Phil, how are you? Hey, Warwick, how's it going? How are we all? Have we all had a good weekend? Phil wasn't at work, I do know that, so I know he would have had a good weekend. Warwick had Chubby Eva, so I know you had a good weekend. How are we? I'm going to put this fan on for 2 seconds. Because I'm absolutely dying. Is that really noisy? That's really noisy, isn't it? I bet. 1 sec. That's really noisy. 1 second. 1 second. Give me a sec. Hey, Hayley. Is that really noisy, guys? It's really noisy, isn't it? I can't leave that on. So, there we go. There we go. It's my little one. It's my little one, this is. Another one. It's too noisy. It's too noisy. It's fabulous, but it's too noisy. So how are we? Where's the siren? She's late, isn't she? It's not like her. Oh, Phil. Sorry I didn't reply to you. I saw it just as I was getting ready. So that's why I didn't reply. So I'm ever so sorry. And what else did I want to say to you? I wanted to say something else as well. Yes, Thursday, guys. I'm not going to be here. And neither would the siren. Because it's Bronson, our brother. And Beth, she's coming too, our sister-in-law. Well, she will be our sister-in-law because it's their wedding on Friday. So I've got parents coming over on Thursday. I've got the whole shebang happening. So, yeah. It's been a lot in the past 2 weeks, guys. It's been very busy. It's been crazy. I just want it to go back to normal. And I'm hoping it will very soon. Hey sis, how we doing? But then you've got me for 3 weeks and then I go to Lanzarote, guys. Then I go to Lanzarote. Very excited, as you can tell. Just can't wait. Just can't wait to get there. Can't wait to get to that point. I was wondering where you was. I was saying it's not like you to be late. I was just telling them all I won't be here Thursday because of the brother's wedding on Friday. But you're coming over tomorrow, aren't you, sis? Can't do Thursday either, Jess. Yes, I did see that. And then obviously Tiffany won't be here because Tiffany's coming over to Birmingham tomorrow. And I just thought, I've got to get everything ready and stuff. Then I've got the parents descending. I just thought there's so much going on. Okay. All right, then. Drop me a message later. But yeah, so there's so much going on. So I just thought, can't do it. But come next Tuesday, you've got me then for 3 weeks solid until I go to Lanzarote. So excited. Oh, it's been a busy, unexpectedly busy time period for us Murphys. But we're getting there. We're getting there. But I hope you're all okay. I can hear my chest. Don't know what that's about. Slipping. Who's slipping? Who's slipping? Did I say I was slipping? Is that me? What's happened? Who's slipping? Did I say slipping? What did I... No! Oh, just in life. On the channel. You mean I'm slipping? Oh, I'm not slipping. You're slipping. I'm not slipping, Warwick. I'm going nowhere. It's just been an unexpectedly crazy. What are we, about 6 weeks? Honestly, what kind of moderator are you, Tiff, being so like? Oh, the claws are out. The claws are out already. But no, I'm not slipping, Warwick. I'm going nowhere. Although, do you know, I said it to you. Didn't I say it to you? Was it last week or the week before? These AI channels. Has anyone been noticing them? You should see the true crime AI channels out there now. Literally, they're coming on and they're getting like 50,000 views, but they've got like 300 subscribers. It's all very, very odd. It's very odd. I'm not happy about it. I Googled it, and apparently, yeah, it's not just the true crime group. It's across the board. It's all AI, and I'm not happy about it because they come flying in. So, Phil, I'm a very loyal moderator. I'm never late. You were only a couple of minutes. Although, to be fair, I was 2 minutes. Was I 2 or 3 minutes late? I'm AI. You're AI. No, you could. Do you know what? You couldn't be AI. You couldn't. You wouldn't be able to help yourself, and it'd be like, yeah, no, that's a real person. That's a real person, that is, I can tell. You wouldn't get away with pretending, Warwick. But yeah, I feel like there's something going on. So, I don't know. Does anyone know this one? I know Tiffany does, even if she doesn't remember. Because this one, I'm sure we've done another one that we'd seen on a Lifetime movie years and years ago. Well, this is another one of them. Saw it a very, very, very long time ago, but didn't realise just how much of a mess up the trial was. The only one really. Warwick, that's very kind. Thank you. I like that. That's very nice. I'll take it before he starts giving me stick again. Do you know, I've got a massive toothache as well. Got the elbow. Look, the elbow's getting bigger. Can you see? Can you notice that that's got bigger? It's so sore. I'm actually awake now at night. I can't sleep. And I'm on a list. And I don't know how long the list is. But I've got to stop moving my arm around because it really hurts, guys. And I've got a toothache. Well, I don't know if it's toothache or an ulcer here. And then my knee. Just falling apart, guys. It's terrible. I don't know what's happening with the hair this evening either. I want to bring the fringe down. I'm totally unreal, that's for certain. If you say so yourself, Phil. Right, okay. Seeing as no one answered me, the brutal stalking of Laurie show story. It was, like I say, it was from a film that I watched with Tiffany a very long time ago. Not just once. We watched it many times because I don't know if you knew the Lifetime, like the True movies on Sky. If ever you not knew that channel, God, I'm going back 20 years. They would repeat the films every weekend, and if you had a good one though, you would watch it. You would watch it again. And this was one of those. This was one of those films. So I will tell you the film name at the end of the story if you do want to go and watch it. Now it is, I've realised, partly fictionalised, romanticised, all that sort of stuff. But do you really never? Oh my God, she remembers. That's shocking. That's shocking that she remembers this one. Well, I'm going to burst your bubble now because it is. There's some things that you'll be like, yes, I remember that from the film, but there's other things that they did. They kind of, I don't know if romanticised is the right word because there is it's come back. There is, you'll have to show Hayley on one of your nights, on one of your Friday nights. I know, I can't believe she remembers, Warwick. That's just how bad this case is. That's what it is. Because it's such a it's an awful film. It really is. Even for like a Lifetime film. It's like, oh God. Well, enough of that then. I'm just going to start. I'm going to start so I can tell you all about it. That's what I'm going to do rather than rambling. Well, I've got a full screen now, guys. I wonder, no, there's still nothing there that I can use. I used to like lighting up the background now. I have to have my main light on. I have to have the ring light on. There's a lot of lights going on. And I never used to need to do that because I just used to be able to light up the background. It was great. What was that? What did I miss then? What did I miss? Yes, just explain. Oh, I can see it being a feisty evening tonight, guys. I can just see it. I can feel it in my water. And because of that, I'm just going to get on with the story and stay out of it. I hope for their sake that who are you calling come back? Geez, friends. Who are you calling come back? Who are you calling come back? Geez, friends. Tiff, why haven't you said hi to Warwick and I yet? No, I've been over recently. I've seen behind the scenes. Who are you calling come back? G's front. I'm so confused. I don't think that's for me. And Tiffany, have you not said hi to Warwick and Phil yet? Come on. Come on. And yes, she has been over and she has seen behind the scenes. Yes, she has. There's not a lot. The room's really not that big. There's not much more to see. Although I do have I have a 3D printer in my living room now. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's massive. It's I don't even know what to say about it. But I had to, the reason I was late is I had to wait for it to stop because it is very noisy. And it's just there. It's a whole big thing in my living room. It's got its own shelf and everything. Anyway, don't get me started. It's like the pool table. But we're not going to start on it because if I start, I'm not going to get off. Although they have made some good stuff. Made a whole plastic toy. No, it's like a filament. It's like that's he's respelled come, Jess. Okay. Who are you calling come back? Confront. Come back, confront. But I don't know what that would mean. I'm still so confused. I kind of got what he was. Yeah, I got that. I said that. I know I got what I knew what the J or Z. Can't even say. I think I've already said it anyway. Use a terrible. Look, I'm starting my story because I'm going to end up saying stuff that I can't sort of redeem myself on. Just terrible, I tell you. But I don't know where it came from. Tiff said, come back. And you said, confront. Because I said it. Come back, the story. Oh, right, okay, my God. But why confront then? Come back, confront. Oh, at the front. I'm too gullible for these conversations. I just can't. I'm sorry, Warwick. I can't. I'm too daft. I don't know whether it's gullible, daft, or I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not good at these conversations. I don't pick up on them very fast. So anyway. I was like, what? What does that mean? I knew what it meant, but I didn't know why it was being done. Anyway, right, I'm going to start. Look at that, 15 minutes. I was supposed to start ages ago. Okay. Is it just the four of us? Oh no, Hayley's here, isn't it? So is it just the five of us this evening? Fabulous. I'm up for that. So I haven't got to worry. And if anyone else does come in, try and be nice, guys. Try and be nice. Because they run. They run away. They run away. Hang on. Well, unless it's that other one. I never said anything. That wasn't me. I didn't start anything. But, yes, if the one character comes into... I don't mind you giving him a stick because he's it's a bit odd. Bit odd, that one. But anyone else, we're going to be nice. We're going to be nice and we're going to welcome them with open arms. That's what we're going to do. Because I think I keep frightening them off. I keep frightening people out of my group. And I don't know why. So, and then once you lot start, it's like, I think they're too scared. But, do you know what? Have a thick skin then. See, I try and be nice. I can't help it. Right, anyway, let's go. Is it just us five tonight? And I'm always lovely to you all. We're all odd. We are all odd. And yes, I think it is, Phil. I think it's just the five of us this evening. Right, okay, let's go. Okay, I'm going to leave you to it and I'm going to start. So I'm going to start my other intro. Let me just put just give me 1 second. I keep forgetting that this will be watched as well. I don't think I'm live until I do my second intro. It's terrible, isn't it? 1 second. It's fab, isn't it? Look at it. It's a little teeny one, but it's so noisy. But it has 5. Sorry, Phil. It's my new fan. It's my new fan, if you can hear it. And it goes up to... It goes up to 5. It blows your head off. It's excellent. But I'm going to turn it off now because I believe that's probably quite noisy on the camera. Right, okay. Let's go. Okay. Oh, that was lovely, wasn't it? Right, okay. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, True Crime with Jess Rose. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Tuesdays are my... Why? Is it too bright? Warwick, I'm starting then. Is it too bright on the camera? I can't wear it too dark, though. Doesn't suit me. Washes me out. Like, I couldn't wear red. I can't wear red lipstick. It just washes me out completely. It looks... I look like, you know, like a little girl putting on a mum's lipstick. It just looks terrible. Right, okay, I'm going to start. Right, okay. On the oddest one, though. I don't know, Phil. I don't know. I don't know about that. I feel like we're all kind of equal. Needs to be more. That's what I'm saying, Warwick. I can't. It washes me out. It looks ridiculous. I'll show you one day and you'll see it just looks terrible. Okay. It is, Tiffany. Just we're not meant for those colours. Like, we can't go much darker before all of a sudden we look like we haven't slept in a week. It's not attractive. It's not a good look. Anyway, right, I'm going. I thought I'd stroke my hair. It's all gone. Right, okay. Oh, Tiffany, I bought your curler. I bought it, came today. So I'm very excited. Right, okay, now I'm starting. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, True Crime with Jess Rose. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesdays are my request evening. Thursdays are when stories I like to bring to you. I'm also over on the TikTok, which is Jess Rose 5472, and I think that's it. Or if you'd like to subscribe or drop a like, really appreciate that. Or you could just watch, and that'd be just as appreciated. So I'm going to start now. It's the brutal stalking of Laurie show. The brutal stalking of Laurie show story. Sorry, I don't know, but just butchered that title then. Okay, so haven't got a lot on Laurie in her early years. Okay, so Laurie Michelle Show, she was born on the 27th of January 1975 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So an American story. Her mum, Hazel Whitehead, her dad, John Shaw. No, it's not. It's John's show. Sorry. Okay. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to start again. I'm going to have to. Look at the time. Right. I think Tiff's dropped out. Right, okay. I'm starting again. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's True Crime with Jess Rose. Tuesdays are my request evening. Thursdays are my stories that I like to bring to you. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm over on TikTok, which is Jess Rose 5472. If you would like to subscribe or drop a like, I'd really appreciate that. Or you could just watch. I'd appreciate that just as much. So I'm going to start the story now, and it's the brutal stalking of Laurie Show. Okay, so Laurie Michelle Show, she was born the 27th of January 1975 in Pennsylvania, Lancaster. It's a US story. Her mum, Hazel Whitehead, her dad, John Show. Now, Laurie is an only child, so she's the only child of the two of them. Now, they do break up, Hazel and John, but this he's still got a great relationship with Laurie as far as I could see. Now, but she does live with her mum, Hazel, okay? Now, I don't know a lot about Laurie's early life. Like I say, she was close to both of her parents. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward to 1991. Now, unfortunately, as I've said, I don't know a lot about her early life. Just from what I've seen, she was just a lovely, really nice girl, clever, does well at school, very, very close to her mum, Hazel. But that's about all I can really find on her early years. Now, as I said, we come through to 1991, and at this point, Laurie's 16. All right. Now, she went to Conestoga, practice this earlier, Conestoga Valley High School. I butchered that. I'm so sorry if that's your high school or you know the name of it. I'd completely butchered that. But she, like I say, she was a good student. And she also had a part-time job. And I believe she worked in like a clothes shop in the mall. That's what I've heard she's got where she worked. No, she didn't cause Hazel any problems. She was an all-round good girl. That's what I've heard about her. No trouble being brought back to Hazel, no getting in trouble at school. She was just a really, really good girl. Okay. So then we come to the summer of 1991. So of course she's still 16, as I've said. And she begins briefly, and when I say briefly, I mean briefly. It was only for a week. Okay. She dates a lad called Lawrence Youngkin. All right. Now he's got a nickname of Butch. These nicknames, we do this, don't we, on these stories? There's just these nicknames, and you're like, they're just so ridiculous. Because when you see me, I don't know where it would have come from, but anyway, his nickname's Butch, so that's what I'm going to refer to him as. And they only went out a couple of times. They just hung out a couple of times during that week. That was it. That was as far as it went. Okay. Now, Butch himself, he dropped out of high school. He had, and at this point, he's working at a lumber yard. Now, he's 20. He was born in 1971. Now, remember, Laurie's only 16. So, not great. Okay. But, however, Butch had an on-off girlfriend. Okay. Now, her name is Lisa Michelle Lambert, but she went by the name of Michelle. So that's what I'm going to call her. So from now on, we'll have Butch and Michelle. Okay. Now, Michelle and Butch, they, as I've said, it was like an on-off relationship. It was from all I've heard of it, it was quite a volatile relationship, quite intense. And they would have these massive rows and break up, but like I say, the breakup would never last long. Now Michelle, who was born in 1972, she's 19, okay? And she actually lives with Butch in like a caravan trailer, in the woods. Yeah. And she'd actually been kicked out of her family home when she was 15. I think Michelle was a little bit of a handful, okay? But she was very, very possessive over Butch, very possessive over this guy. And he used to play into it and play up to it, okay? So just a really toxic relationship for all intents and purposes, okay? But Michelle, she finds out about Laurie. Now, from what I'm gathering about Butch, I don't think him seeing a girl was all in, it was unusual. I don't know if it's because she was young. She was 16. I mean, Michelle's only 19. So I don't know if it was that. I don't know if it's the fact that he went on a few dates with her rather than just like a one night stand or one date. I don't know what it was, but Michelle lost her mind. She lost her mind over Laurie. And even though they weren't together, they were in their off period, she was fuming, okay? And basically, she starts to become obsessed. And when I say obsessed, I mean obsessed with making Laurie pay, okay, for a so-called affair with Butch. There was no affair. They weren't together. It was a week long. It's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it sounds like the kind of thing that, I don't know, a 12-year-old would get annoyed over. Not to the point of obsession, obviously, but just that sort of very immature mindset. Now, her anger wasn't at Butch. I'll point that out. It was all at Laurie, okay? Now, the obsession with Laurie, it ramped up very quickly, really quickly, okay? And she started calling her at home, Michelle would. And she'd call Laurie over and over and over again. Just whenever Laurie would pick up, she'd just annihilate her down the phone, calling her for every name under the sun. You're damaging my relationship. She then claims to be pregnant and that you're messing around with a man who's going to be a dad. So all of this kind of stuff. And then Hazel would answer. Obviously, it's Laurie's mum. She lives there too. So when she would answer, Michelle didn't put the phone down. This wasn't I'm going to wait and only speak to Laurie. Oh, no. When Hazel had picked up, do you know what your daughter was doing? And she was with my man and, pregnant and all of this kind of stuff. And it was just basically saying, do you know what she did to me? It was completely unhinged, completely. So after, trying to ignore it and trying to, pull the phone out the wall and everything else, they just decided we're going to change our number. So they do. They change their phone number, which of course, Michelle's not happy about this. Really, really not happy about this, because why can't she harass and abuse this girl down the phone? How dare they change their number? So unable to get hold of Laurie, like I say, Butch ended up telling Michelle where Laurie worked. Now, remember, I said she had a part-time job in the mall. It was some sort of clothes shop. Well, one afternoon during that summer, Okay, but when I say all this happened very quickly, it all happened. This is all over a couple of months. Everything I'm going to tell you. Okay. Um, now Butch and Michelle turn up to the mall, and they wait in the car park, and they're waiting for Laurie to finish work, and she does, and she comes down to the car park with a friend of hers, and they're just talking, and I'm presuming the friend left because I don't hear any more about this friend. But Michelle jumps out of the car, okay? Obviously, or the van or the truck or whatever it is Butcher's got. And she jumps out and she runs at Laurie. And Laurie's terrified of this girl. This woman, I mean, 16 and 19, they're big age gaps in maturity. Well, say maturity, not so much with Michelle, but just in life in general, that's quite a big age gap. And she's terrified of Michelle, and Michelle comes running over, slaps Laurie, begins slamming her head off a nearby truck that was in the car park, just gives her such a hiding in that car park, just screaming at her, if my baby dies, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. If anything happens to my baby, I'm going to kill you. So now, as it turns out, Michelle is actually pregnant. And I've heard some people not excuse her behaviour as such, but kind of say, maybe that could have been why her emotions were all over the place. Well, I've been pregnant twice, and don't think I've ever, in that time, or in life in general, been tempted to just run up and slam somebody's head into a truck. It's to kind of excuse it in that way that, if anything, you would avoid confrontation because you would be protecting yourself, so you wouldn't go flying into a fight with somebody. So, but like I say, she is pregnant, and Laurie, oh, she was just terrified. And when she got home, Hazel saw her. I mean, she was a mess. And Hazel was like, we've got to press charges. We have to. Okay. And it was at this time that Laurie confided in her mum. You see, Hazel didn't understand why the relationship with Butch, I don't know what you would call it after a week. A fling, maybe? I don't know. But she was confused as to why it had finished as abruptly as it did. Why it only lasted a week. Laurie wasn't like that. She wasn't that sort of girl. And Laurie confided in her that Butch had actually date raped her during this week. Okay, now remember I said, might say a week, 7 days is nothing, but it wasn't even every day. I think they had 2 or 3 dates, and it was on the last one. It was said that he raped Laurie. Okay, so she confides this in Hazel. So Hazel's just, I can't even imagine as a mum what your emotions would be. You see your 16-year-old daughter who's doing really, really well at school, and she's got this job, and she's got a nice little group of friends, and you're very close to her, and you talk about everything. And 1 week of seeing this lad, and all of a sudden, both of their lives are just in utter turmoil. It's just so sad. Now Michelle herself would tell anybody who would listen, this was the girl who tried to break up her family. Laurie was she was kind of like the Scarlet Woman who'd come along and tried to break up their happy home. And she's pregnant, and how can she do this to her? And it just ridiculous, okay? But enter Tabitha Book, okay? Now Tabitha, who's 17 at this moment in time, She was one of these friends who I've just mentioned that was manipulated by Michelle. Now, I wouldn't say that all the friends were, okay? I wouldn't say all the friends were manipulated or believed what Michelle said, but Tabitha did. And I think maybe because Michelle was older and Butch was older, she maybe looked up to them. She didn't particularly like Laurie. Tabitha didn't. Don't forget, she's only 17. She goes to that high school too. I don't think she had there was no love lost between her and Laurie, from what I've heard. Don't know if this was one-sided. But the fact that she had somebody saying, oh, and she tried to break up my family. I suppose if she's got a dislike for this girl anyway, she's going to be more inclined to believe what Michelle said, and she does. Okay. So Michelle, like I say, she's becoming, I think I've said it, but beyond unhinged now. And she would talk about kidnapping Laurie and slitting her throat to all the friends that would listen, to Butch, to everybody. Obsessed just doesn't seem like the right word to use. Maybe because obsessed we use over anything now, don't we? Oh, I'm obsessed over my dog. But so I don't feel that obsession quite cuts it in this case, because she'd lost her mind. Michelle she completely lost her mind. Okay. Now we come to the 20th of December 1991. Okay. Very early morning, about 7ish. Okay. And Hazel had received a call the day before, which would have been the 19th of December, asking her to come into Laurie's school and to speak to a guidance counsellor there. Now, apparently it was over some lad or something, and she wanted to have this conversation with Hazel about Laurie. Hazel run this by Laurie, like, why am I being called in? What's going on? Laurie's very confused. There's no lad. She's very much learned her lesson. There's no lads in that period of time whatsoever. I complete brain block. So she doesn't know what it's for, but Hazel, she's like, right, well, I've got to go in. I've been called in. I'm going to go in. So, again, 7:00 in the morning. They're both up. Laurie's starting to get washed up for school. Hazel leaves before her. Okay. However, when she gets to the school, Hazel, the counsellor wasn't there. And when she checks, because she thinks, oh, maybe they're running late, I'll just hang on. But when no one turns up and she goes and asks at reception, like, I've got a meeting with this guidance counsellor. They're like, we've got nothing down. We've got no nothing in the book for any meeting. And she's very confused. She doesn't know what's going on. But she decides to return home. Okay. Now, she hasn't been gone long, all right? But when she gets back, one of her neighbours comes out, okay, and just basically says to Hazel, listen, I don't know what's going on in there, but there's a lot of banging in there. I don't know what it is. And I've heard quite a few people basically saying that Hazel she kind of dismissed it a little bit, like, I've got a teenage daughter, it's probably just loud music, it's fine. So she goes into the apartment, Hazel does, and she goes to the bathroom, which is where she left Laurie, because obviously she wants to tell her, look, I've gone to the counsellor, but he wasn't there. You're just gonna have to, if you see him later, tell him I did turn up, he wasn't there. So when she goes into the bathroom, Laurie's not in there, so she thinks, right, okay, and she goes to Laurie's bedroom. And when she walks in, Laurie's on her back. All right. She's on her back, on the floor, covered in blood. I mean, there is blood everywhere. I have seen the crime scene photos. It's horrific. It genuinely is. In this very cute, girly bedroom, there's just blood everywhere. Okay. And Hazel, of course, panics, and as she bends down to see what's going on, she can see there's a rope around Laurie's neck. So she runs to the kitchen, gets a knife, comes back, and as she puts her fingers between Laurie's neck and the rope in order to cut the rope, she sees that her throat slit. Okay. Now I've read that this slit was basically ear to ear. It was about an inch deep. Oh, now Laurie herself, she was still holding on by a thread, and moaning. Okay, and then she was able to say a few things at that moment, and she says it was Michelle did it. Then she just says Michelle a couple of times, and then she says I love you very lightly then, and then she can't talk anymore, and said, obviously she's struggling to take a breath at this point. Hazel's called 911. All right. When the paramedics arrive, obviously Hazel's there holding Laurie, and she says what she was trying to do was she was trying to hold her together. Oh, because of the slit in her throat was so bad. She was literally trying to hold her daughter, keep her in one piece. Oh, just such a shame. So the paramedics come in. Obviously, they try to help Laurie, but they can't. There's just too much damage. And Laurie, Michelle, Shaw died there and then on the 20th of December 1991, age 16, in her bedroom. Oh, now you might be like, well, hang on a minute. When Hazel left, she was fine. She was getting ready for school. Well, what had actually happened was after Hazel had left, Laurie, as I said, was getting ready for school. She was in the bathroom. There was a knock at the door. She thought nothing of it. Part of me was thinking because her mum hadn't long left, maybe she thought her mum had come back, maybe forgot her keys. Because I think after everything she'd been through and the phone calls and then getting there hiding in the car park and everything else, it would have, I would say, make her very nervous to answer the door. So all I can think of was she must have just presumed it was her mum, because she opens the door. And when she opens it, there's Michelle and Tabitha. Okay, remember Tabitha, the 17-year-old, who really didn't need an excuse not to like Laurie. Okay, and Michelle, of course, this is what she's been waiting for. She wants to get this girl on her own. And she tries to slam the door closed, Laurie does. And they just basically force their way in. All right. Now she runs up to her bedroom, Laurie does. But they force their way in. There's two of them. Michelle's a lot older than her. Laurie's not, she was only a quite petite little girl. She didn't stand a chance. She didn't stand a chance against these pair. And what happened then or which one did what is still debated all these years later. Okay. Now, there is a film, all right? There is a film out there, as I've said, where I will tell you what the film says happened, but correctly, but for a fact, we don't actually know. We don't know for a fact what happened in that moment. And what I mean by that is who did that final damage to Laurie. Because they both took part in it. Wasn't just, she hadn't just had her threats. They beat this girl in her own bed. They beat her to the floor. You know, she was in a bad way anyway. But who actually cut her throat, we don't know. Okay? Because Michelle says it's Tabitha. Tabitha says it's Michelle. You know, so we don't know. But there is one person that we should believe, and that's Laurie herself. Because she said it was Michelle. Why would you waste the last few breaths you had to, I don't know, frame somebody else? So that to me should be it. Should be open and, you know, a closed case. So because she said Michelle's name, the police go to find Michelle, and they actually find Michelle, Butch, and Tabitha at a bowling alley, having a great old time later on that evening. Oh, yes, same day. We haven't gone through a few days here where they've thought, oh, might be okay. No, same day. They go out and have a great old time, go bowling. So all three, as I've said a minute ago, they all have different stories, okay? And what we do, we come up to the first trial for them in 1992, okay? Now, as I've said, Michelle blames Tabitha, and what Michelle says is, I only wanted to scare her and maybe cut her hair. Well, that doesn't sound like a normal person anyway, but I suppose that's not murder. So I reckon that's what she was going for. You know, I suppose she couldn't say she wasn't there at all. So she could be like, well, I didn't know that was going to happen. And she basically says, Tabitha just went too far. Now, what everyone who was around Michelle at that time said was there was no emotion, no remorse, nothing. It was like a blank stare. It was very cold is what's said about this girl. Okay. Now, Butch, when he was questioned, he said he didn't know either that they were going to go and kill Laurie. He thought as well they were just going to scare her. Well, he dropped them off that morning. So when they knocked on the door, they just got out of Butch's truck. Okay. He dropped them off. He drove around for about 10-15 minutes, and then he came back to collect them. Okay. Now, he was supposed to be their alibi. Why would you need an alibi if you're just scaring somebody? Pranking somebody? But the day before this, do you remember when the phone call had come through for Hazel to go to the school to get her out of the house? Now, I've searched everywhere, and although the film insinuates it, I haven't heard like proof that it was one of them that phoned Hazel and arranged her to be out of the house to see that counsellor. But it all kind of ties in with me. So again, I'm just going to say that's my opinion, but it just makes sense. Who else has done that? So that was the day before. And also, Butch and Michelle went out and they bought, well, Michelle did. He took her and she bought rope, scissors, duct tape, a whole kidnapping kit. Okay. Her and Tabitha were dressed in black. You know, there's all this. She told Tabitha, don't wear any nail varnish or makeup because, you know, it will leave evidence. So this was very well thought out. In my mind, definitely premeditated. That's how I've seen this crime. But when he collected Tabitha and Michelle, he does say that Michelle had blood on her, on her bottoms. He helps them get rid of the knife. He then washes, I believe, Tabitha's clothes as well. Blood doesn't just come out. Blood doesn't just come out in a wash. Okay. Now, Tabitha herself has blamed Michelle. And although she does admit she held Laurie down, so she holds her hands up to holding her down, she says that Laurie was badly beaten. Then she thought that'd be it. She goes, and then Michelle, this was what Tabitha said, she sawed her neck like she was cutting a loaf of bread. I mean, what a description. What a description. This girl's 16 years old. She's done nothing. She went out with the wrong... She got attacked by himself. So she's already gone through all that. And then all of this. For what? Because of your jealousy. Now, Michelle, then she goes even further and says that Butch was in the apartment. But Tabitha refuted this because obviously Butcher said he was in the truck. He drove them, but he was never in the apartment. And Tabitha agrees with that. She says, no, he wasn't there. But Michelle, you know, the love of his life, mother to his child, yeah, she throws it all in his direction, his and Tabitha's. She actually had no part of it, really. It was all them. She had to do it. So then it becomes from being the love of her life to all of a sudden she was in a controlling relationship and he was violent and he made her do it. He made her go. But when Laurie was on the floor, I left. I ran out. I didn't see who did it. I didn't see if it was Butch or Tabitha that did it, but it wasn't me. It's the kind of stuff that's going on. Okay, now they brought also while this is going on in the trial, they brought the joggers. Do you remember the bottoms that I'd said that Michelle had been wearing that had blood on them that had been washed? She tried to say they were Butch's, but at the trial he held them up and they were obviously far too short, far too tiny for him. So that just blew a hole in a story anyway. Okay, so we get to the sentences. Michelle, life no parole. Tabitha, life no parole. And Butch got 10 to 20 years. Now, Butch was actually released in 2004. Okay. Now, normally I'd end a story there. Normally that'd be it. Okay. You might have seen like I'm kind of moving through this quite quick. Well, it's not that I'm moving it through quite quick. It's just that this isn't done. This isn't over. Because in 1997, okay, on appeal, Michelle claimed that she'd been framed by the Lancaster Police Department, okay, in Pennsylvania. And the reason she says they framed her with Laurie's murder is because she was going to come forward with an accusation that she'd been gang raped by several officers in this police department. What? Right. Okay. So that comes forward. But also there's a letter that Michelle had sent to Butch, okay? And it had like 26 questions on there, all right? Now, this letter had been sent previous to the first trial. And in it, Michelle had said, you know, if I take the blame for this, are you sure I won't get as much time as you would, you know, if I'm going to take the blame for it for you? Basically, I love you. And, you know, all these questions to him, it looked like someone trying to frame somebody. That's exactly what this letter looked like. But this letter was held back from her defense lawyers. Doesn't look good, does it? It doesn't look good. I mean, I don't think it'd have done anything for her, but the fact that they didn't come forward with this letter, basically, which was her, Michelle, to Butch, saying, you know, I'm going to take the blame, but I still love you, and hopefully I won't get as much time, and all of this sort of stuff. It didn't really look good that it was hidden. So on the 16th of April, 1997, are you ready? Michelle was released from prison while the judge looked into everything, okay, including that letter from her to Butch, okay? Then we come to the 21st of April, 1997, okay? And Michelle's conviction is overturned, with the judge citing prosecutorial misconduct. I know I didn't pronounce that right. Misconduct. And he passed a law, basically, with relation to Michelle, basically saying she can't be retried again either. That's what he did, this judge. I mean, but hang on. We then get to January of 98. Now, she's been free for like 9 months. She must have been like, she'd only done 5 years. She must have thought, this is fabulous. She's out before the other two. Well, January 98, as I've said, the federal appeal was overturned. Okay, now that judge who released Michelle, that judge, turns out, had been impeached. Okay. It wasn't agreed with what he'd said, that she couldn't be charged again. She couldn't stand trial again. It was overturned, and basically had said that she'd not yet exhausted her appeals in state court. Now, you know, if you get life without parole, you get a certain number of appeals to try and get a retrial, or, you know, new evidence brought forward, etc., etc. Well, apparently she hadn't exhausted hers. So they returned her to prison. She was returned back. Oh, tickled me. So in May of 1998, there's a third hearing for Michelle. All right. Now, Michelle now said not only was Butch there, but it was definitely him that slit Laurie's throat. So it's not just that he was there and she didn't know which one it was. No, it's 100% Butch who did it. So she completely turned on him now. She had no part of it. She didn't want any part of it. But yeah, basically it's all him now. Now, again, they brought the joggers. They were too small. Tabitha got in the stand and says he was never there. She admits to her part that she did hold Laurie down. So, sort of, you know, she knew she was guilty and she openly said what she did, but she wasn't going to let Michelle get away with this either, okay? And, yeah, in August of 98, she's found guilty again, okay? Life, no parole, and thank goodness all her appeals now were exhausted in 2005. So that's it. We should not hear any more from Michelle. We can only hope, okay? Now, Hazel, obviously Laurie's mom, I can't imagine. I can't imagine that. So she's, as I've said, she had to hold her daughter together when she'd only nipped out to go and see a school counsellor that actually wasn't an appointment. She goes through that. Her daughter dies. They get the people who did it the same day. And then the main culprit ends up getting out after 5 years for 9 months. Imagine what those 9 months would have been like for Hazel. I just can't imagine it. Now, she campaigned for stronger anti-stalking laws in Pennsylvania, and a new law was actually signed in June of 93. Okay, so that's what she'd been doing during the time when she thought they're all locked up, and then she had to go through that. But like I say, I don't believe Michelle will see light of day again. Now, on the 22nd of November 2017, Tabitha, she actually gets resentenced to 28 years to life. Now, don't forget, she had life, no parole. And the reason the Supreme Court did this, they'd banned mandatory life sentences for minors or juveniles. So don't forget, she was 17 at the time. So she was actually paroled and released on the 21st of December 2019. Don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. I mean, nearly 30 years, 28 years. So she'd done the 28. But it was 28 to life. But anyway. Now, that's the last I've heard. So as I've said, Butch is out. Tabitha's now out. I don't believe Michelle will get out again. Now, Michelle herself, if you have watched the film or you want to watch the film is called Rivals, okay? In the American release was called The Stalking of Laurie Shaw, but the non-American release was called Rivals. It was back in 2000 this was released. And it does show that Michelle did have naturally dark hair and dark eyes. And in the film, as I believe she did in real life, she bleaches her hair blonde, puts blue contacts in, and completely loses weight and completely changes her whole look. So I don't know, was she insecure originally? And then she had this boyfriend she couldn't believe she had. I don't know. I mean, if you saw him, I don't know. But when I've seen more up-to-date interviews with Michelle, which she's done many interviews this girl's done, and still shows no remorse whatsoever. Her hair's dark again. Her eyes appear to be dark again, so she's obviously not wearing the contacts anymore. She now has gone by her Christian name again, which is Lisa, as I said at the beginning. She now uses that instead of Michelle, trying to really distance herself from the Laurie Shaw murder. Okay. There was also a book released in 2001 called Overkill, and whereas the film, it was apparently people weren't happy about the film, and as I said, I wouldn't say romanticized, but it was certainly embellished. But a lot of the facts that I've come to you today with are in the film. They are. Just a few things have been changed. But for the most part, and of course, the murder itself is kind of shown in the film, whereas we don't actually know. We can only go by Tabitha and Butchie's words over Michelle's, and Michelle just had no credibility. Remember, I says that she reckoned she was being framed because of the gang rape she was accusing the police department of. Well, one of the officers she was accusing, or it was another one, because apparently she accused a lot of people of rape. Michelle did over the years, whether it be the police officers there, the prison guards, her own family from years previous, somebody else. accusing Butcher of being violent and sexually assaulting her. She said this a lot. Apparently there was 11 different accusations out there of her. So her credibility was pretty much zero anyway. And the reason I say that is these were proved to be to not be true. But the one officer that she went after, and I believe he was a guard at the prison, it was proved that when she said he'd done that to her, he was on his honeymoon. So there was just so much that went against this girl's word. So when the film did come out, I understand why they showed the murder as they did. Okay, but I don't think people were happy about that. They just weren't happy with the film all in all. I didn't think it was a bad representation of the whole thing as a film goes. It was a Lifetime film, it wasn't an 18 type film or anything. They showed what they could show. So I don't think it was a terrible portrayal of the case at all. But I could be completely wrong. Okay, people will feel differently about it. But yes, that was the brutal stalking of Laurie show. Okay, the brutal stalking of Laurie show story. Oh God, just such a shame. Such a real shame. If you haven't seen the film, I think it's on YouTube. I know it used to be on Sky, but I think I saw it on YouTube. I don't know if you have to pay for it or not. But yeah, it'll give you more of an idea of the characters I've been talking about. And like I say, they're not too far removed. I think the reason they said it was romanticized slightly was because although Michelle was shown as completely unhinged in it, there was kind of little bits where you'd be thinking, oh, is that why? There was kind of a kind of excuse put in there, not massively, but it was there. So that could have been why there was a problem with it. But like I say, it's online if you want to see it. The book, I haven't read myself, but I've read the reviews on it. It looks like it's a fantastic book and a more in-depth portrayal of what happened. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. As I said, I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. It'd be lovely if you could subscribe, but I just want to thank you for watching. Thank you so much. And although I won't be here on this Thursday, this story and I've got another one will be uploaded onto my pre-recorded videos, and I will be back next Tuesday. So thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. How are we all, guys? How are we going? Tiffany and Warwick, very funny. Very, very, very funny. I'll finally get my conjugate. Very funny. I don't know. I can't remember what you caught me out on, but my goodness, I lost it. I lost it completely. It won't let me go up any further. It's so frustrating. I can't see what's going on. Yeah, say sorry. Laugh it off. Laugh it off. It was you and Warwick. Pair of us. I was like, really? Really? But I couldn't, I managed to battle through it. I thought, I can't break. I'm too far through. I can't break. Maybe the hairdresser comments. What were they? What were they? Oh, I didn't see them. I don't know what they are. I don't know what that was about. I don't know. As Mum come in this evening, she said she might pop in. She might come in and have a look. But yeah, I didn't see hairdresser comments. I don't know what they are. But I did tell you I've got my curler. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. But yeah, Jess, Tiff and Hayley. But yeah, Jess, Tiff, Hayley, and I wish you all the very best. Appreciate being through such shit. Like, bless you. Tiff, Hayley. Brilliant job, as Oh, hey, are you talking to me, Phil? Are you being nice to me? I said she'll cut her hair. Oh, that was it. Yes, yes, that was it. Right. Oh, thank you, Warwick. Yes, now I knew there was something. I knew there was some. I think he was that one that really caught me. It was like, no, she didn't. She didn't. And I think uniform was Warwick's one. That them two caught me, but I managed to power through. I managed to keep going. But yes, as I said, I'm not here on Thursday, but I promise I'm getting back on track. I promise I'll get back on track soon. I can't even say completely because, like I say, it's 4 weeks. Do you know, 4 weeks to this very day, right here and now, I'll be in the sunshine. I'll be in the sunshine of Lanzarote. I'm sorry if no one's going away and you feel like I'm rubbing it in. But people do it to me all the time. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to say I'm going away. And I can now. I can. Very excited. It's needed. It's needed, I tell you. I'm very much looking forward to it. But then, after that, I think in the summer holidays when I may pop up and see the siren, redneck me. I'm really hot. I'm really hot. Oh, thank you, Phil. Thank you. That's really sweet. Redneck. Oh no, is it really red on camera? It's brown in real life. I'm like a bronze goddess in real life. It just looked red on camera, honestly. No. But I think I've gone red now because I'm really hot. I be loving my fan. Do you know, I should get money for the amount of advertising I do with these fans. I should get money for it. I really should. What was I going to say? Oh, God. Yes, barring the summer, I may go up to Skegness for a few days. But other than that, I'll be back to twice a week. I rednecking like... Am I the dickhead? I can vouch she's so brown and wild. I am brown. And, oh, am I the dickhead? Is dickhead me? Is that me? Redneck. Yeah, I'll have a redneck then. Yeah, in Lanzarote. I'm assuming I'm the dickhead. Me? I'm the dickhead. So I told you it's me. I think he's on about I'll be red in Lanzarote. Yeah, it'll be terrible. I don't mean to be slow, guys. You can't see what? You can't see dickhead. It was the one after you put So Brown and Wild Joe. It's after that. After that one. Oh, can't you see it? Wonder what that is. That happened to that other lad as well, didn't it? Can you see Warwick replying yes? Can you see him putting yes? Good bloody hair now. Can you see him? Why can't I don't know. I don't know why you can't see it. I don't know. I could see it though. You call me a dickhead. But yes, I will have a redneck. Oh, okay, it's just that one you missed. I don't know. But he was on about Lanzarote anyway. And yes, I will be red. It's not my fault. But I am honestly brown. I'm a bit browner. You can't see it on here, but I am brown. I kept getting kicked out all the way through. Oh, did you? Oh, that's pants. That's pants. I did notice the number going up and down, and I was like, I wonder if that's teeth. Because you're feeling sympathy with Phil. I'm feeling sympathy with Phil. Or Tiffany is. Is it you, Tiffany? You feeling sympathy with Phil? Why? See, I miss stuff. And then I forget what we've been talking about. I don't know. Yeah, because I can't see the comment. Oh, oh, Phil. Why am I always the last to get get it? Oh, okay. I've got it now. See, that's when you should have used the dickhead comment. That was there. That was that one. I really should have caught on to that one a bit quicker. I'm too slow. I just can't keep up. I really am. Oh, dear. I'm going to be quick one day. One of these days, I'm going to be firing on all cylinders. I'm just not yet. I think it's because my arm and my mouth's hurting. Maybe that's what it is. It's not, because I'm always the same. We've been brutal with our Phil tonight. Oh, no. Have they been picking on you, Phil? Have they been picking on you? I'm going to have a look tomorrow, aren't I? I'll have a look at the comments tomorrow. But I'm sure you gave as good as you got, Phil. I'm sure you did. Did Jessica come in this evening? I haven't seen her. I think she come in last week, didn't she? We saw her last week. But I haven't, have I seen her? Did we see her last week? I can't remember. But anyway, on that note, we couldn't see her. To read tonight's comments. I'm going to, Phil. I'm going to. Do you know why it's frustrating? Because I can't read them now because it only lets me go up a certain amount, like scroll up. And then tomorrow, it doesn't let you view the live comments probably until about tomorrow afternoon. For some reason, it doesn't let you see them at all until about tomorrow afternoon. So I have to wait like a whole day before I get to see what yous were all talking about. But I will have a look tomorrow. Because I think I missed, was it last week's one or the week before? And I said I'd go in. I didn't end up going in. So I am going to go and have a look. But Perv's after his sister-in-law. Do you? Do you, Phil? I can see. I don't know what's going on, but I'm very excited to read it. I'm very excited to know what's been happening. But on that note, guys, I've said I'm not here on Thursday, haven't I? I've said I'm not here Thursday. But I will be back next Tuesday with a new one. Oh, I was going to do that Victoria Martins. Looks through her underwear drawer. But he can't see them. Now I caught on. Now I've got it. Did I get the joke then? No. Oh, I've just ruined it. I can't even tell the joke, let alone get it. That's awful. But oh, what was I gonna say now? He's Laurie. What was I gonna say now? Oh, damn it, Tiffany. What was that? I'm not here next week. Not here Thursday because of the wedding. Oh, the Victoria Martin story I was going to do for you. Remember, I was going to do it Thursday. I've decided against doing that one, guys. Unless someone requests it. As Phil to read your script, stop it now. You know, a bit of baby Jesus is watching. He does. He sees everything. He does. He'll be looking down. But yeah, so I'm not going to do that one unless it's requested because there's so many he said, she said in that story. I just don't know what's true. I really don't. So I'm not going to do that one now unless it's requested. And just in case you were wondering why it was a changing story this evening. But on that note, I'm going to let you all go. But I'm dying to look at these comments tomorrow. Oh, Warwick's already beat me to it. Warwick's already there. I never know watching you, Warwick. I never know whether to jump in and say I'm going to go or wait for you to tell me to go. I never know which one's the better decision. But on that note, if you could drop a like in and a comment once the story goes up, I'd really appreciate it. As you always do. It's so appreciated. And thank yous for joining again tonight. It really is appreciated. Thank you. And sticking with me through these past few weeks where it's been very choppy and changey. I don't like it. It's not where I want to be with the channel. I hate having to cancel a live So it's not what's happening or where we're going with it or anything. It's just been this period of time. So, but if you could like, comment, and subscribe, guys, I'd really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Really appreciate it if you could. Yes, look, comment and subscribe, please. Very loud tonight. Very loud. I've vaguely heard an echo, but yes. So I will see you all next Tuesday. I have to be careful when I say that, 'cause see you next Tuesday, means small. But yes, I will see you all next Tuesday. Have a fantastic weekend. Stop trying to get my mod badge. But well, you were late, so you might lose it anyway. But anyway, Tiffany, I will see you on Friday, and guys, I'll see you next Tuesday. Have a fabulous weekend. And thank you for joining me. See you all, guys. Bye. I think my hands in the camera.